Hi guys, it is Motivational Monday. That's what I came up with today. Alliteration is fun and I'm a big fat nerd. So anyhow, just want to let you know my progress. I haven't posted for a few days because I suffer from insomnia and I had been taking a vitamin supplement for a while that was helping, and then I quit taking it thinking I don't need it anymore. Apparently I need it. So started taking it again and ended up sleeping like 11 hours the one night, which meant like my whole night was shot. I went to bed at like 7 o'clock at night, which was ridiculous. And then I was babysitting, so couldn't really do anything when you got a 3 and 4-year-old up in your face every 2 seconds, or having to get up and make sure they're not, painting the dog or something. Say hi, Bruiser. Anyhow, so I didn't get a lot of activity in this week or weekend, except when I was, running after the grandkids and making sure they were staying out of trouble. I did a little socialization this weekend. I went to a graduation party and I went to a birthday party, and both while I was still fighting the stupid migraine. It's like it hasn't fully come, so it's like mildly painful, mildly irritating, but hasn't fully hit me. So I don't know if it's ever gonna come or if it's just gonna irritate me for a week and a half. But I've just forced myself to get out and go do stuff and socialize, even though I really didn't feel at the top of my game, and I think I did pretty good. And I got out in the sunshine, which is desperately needed. I'm going to tell you, if any of you suffer from depression, which I do, it's not severe or anything. I'm not on any kind of medication whatsoever, but I take a vitamin D supplement to help, which helps immensely. And I make sure I get sunshine whenever I can, just to get that vitamin D going. It really does help your mood. And for an introvert who likes to spend a lot of time in her house, I have to force myself to go out in the sunshine. But once I get out there, I'm like a wilted flower. All of a sudden, I just start perking up, and it feels amazing. So I highly recommend getting out in the sunshine if you're at all inclined to depression. But anyhow, I felt great being outside, and the eating, obviously I went to a couple of parties where, the birthday party that I went to, they had every imaginable cake and candy, and I indulged. But I hadn't had anything for breakfast that morning because I got a late start to my morning, so it balanced out calorie-wise. And then for dinner was at the graduation party, which was pasta. Again, like the worst possible thing, but I took a small amount. I was very careful about portion sizes, and I feel like I did pretty well. And I got on the scale this morning after all of that, and after making a big meal for my son and a couple of his friends on Sunday, and I was down 3 pounds. So I did okay regardless, but I have been forcing myself, in spite of all the sleep that I got, been forcing myself to get up more often, to move more often, because I've been noticing that I've been kind of just chilling on the couch a lot, like a lot. So I'm like, okay, I need to get moving, and if I'm not gonna exercise, I just need to do something. It's better than not doing anything like I have been doing. So I made a point of every hour on the hour, I have a little alarm that goes off on my phone, and I get up and I do 5 squats. Just 5 squats. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you do it once an hour for like 12 hours, guess how many squats I got in? And it's just dumb little things like that. It doesn't seem like much, but it adds up. And same with walking and going different places. It doesn't seem like much, but if you're getting up every so often and going and doing something, get yourself off that couch. Set an alarm if you have to. I have to. Like, my friends think it's ridiculous, but you know what? You do what you gotta do to keep yourself motivated to get off the couch and to get moving. And I'll set my alarm for every 15 minutes and then get up and go do some laundry. And then the next time it goes off, mop my floor, wash my dishes. But I get up and I go do something instead of sitting on my butt doing nothing, which, I love to do, let's be honest. But yeah, so it did pay off because I lost some weight and, I'm another step closer. Now I have to stop procrastinating and make that doctor's appointment. I have put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off because procrastination is like my middle name. I am just terrible about it. And so I have sticky notes everywhere that keep telling me, call your doctor, call your doctor, call your doctor. Because I'll annoy myself enough to the point where I'm like, fine, I'm just going to call the stupid doctor and get this over with. So you do the things you have to do to get things done. And, for a procrastinator like me, I just start putting sticky notes everywhere of things I know I need to do so that I finally get tired of seeing sticky notes everywhere and having my friends point out the sticky notes everywhere, and then it finally gets done. So, you do what you gotta do. But anyhow, my buddy Frecky, you'll see Frecky Fitwolf on YouTube. He had a nice little list of ways to keep yourself motivated, and I strongly encourage you to watch that video as well. I can put the link to it in my description. But it's things that I've put on my blog before on Facebook called Doing This For Me. It helps you get motivated and just get started because, you see all these things online about ways to get motivated if you're the active kind of person. But if you're a person that can't even get started, can't even muster up the courage, the gumption, the whatever to even get going in the first place, it can be a real challenge, and it can really, deflate you quick. So he had some really good tips, and I strongly encourage you to watch that video as well. I'm hoping to maybe do this on a regular basis on Monday, talk about how I've kept myself motivated, what little tips and tricks I've used, and, whatever I can figure out. Because this is all kind of done on the fly. I don't really plan it out too much, but I do have notes. I do have notes of things that I'd like to touch on that have kept me going, and hopefully we'll have some progress to share as well. But my motivation advice for today is, do whatever tricks you have to do to stop procrastinating or to give yourself that kick in the butt, be it setting your alarm on your phone to go off every so often and make you get up and do something. Something is better than nothing. I'd rather do 5 squats an hour than do 0 squats the whole day. I'd rather walk for 15 minutes around the block rather than sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing. Do what you have to do to get started. Even if it's, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whether it's a 1/10 of a mile versus a whole mile, you did something. And doing something will also help keep you motivated. Celebrate even the smallest victories, because, we have this idea of all or nothing. If I don't do a full mile, then I may as well not do anything. Well, that's stupid, because what did you accomplish then? And then you get in the failure mindset once again. You know, when I started at the gym, I did 5 minutes on the treadmill. And my friend that went with me laughed at me. And I'm like, laugh it up. But tomorrow I'm doing 10 minutes. And the day after that, I'm going to do 15. And by the time I got done, I was doing like an hour and a half at the gym, just adding 5 minutes a day. And they could make fun of me all they wanted. It really made no difference to me, because I was doing this for me. I wasn't doing it to impress them. I wasn't doing it to impress the people at the gym. I was doing it for me and nobody else. I had no one else to impress. And I was personally impressed that I even went to the gym at all, much less did 5 minutes on the treadmill. And by the time I got done, I was walking, 4 or 5 miles a day. And I was doing well. So, you know what? Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, because, something is better than nothing. And, we have to celebrate our small victories, our small bits of progress. And it's something that I actually learned from my times doing the Fly Lady home organization system. I've been doing that for years and years, and she kind of came from the same type of mindset. It's really hard to get motivated to get going and be that inspiration to other people, because you can't even get going yourself. And she just said, you can do anything for 15 minutes. And I kind of take that method, and I'm like, I can do anything for X number of minutes. I can do a squat for 1 minute. I can do a 15-minute walk. Take something that's doable for you. It doesn't have to be doable for your friend. It doesn't have to be doable for even your doctor. Do something doable for you. It'll at least get you started. There is a fly flying around my face, and I swear to God, if you see me swatting things, this stupid gnat has been like trying to go up my nose for the last 12 minutes, and I'm about ready to scream. Anyhow, like I was saying, you have to do the tricks that you have to do to get motivated, to get started, to get going. And I would strongly encourage you to do something small. Do anything. I don't even care what it is. And I would actually recommend to not overdo it. Not push yourself so hard that you're so sore tomorrow that you don't want to do it ever again, or that you don't want to do it for several days. Do something to a level that you can stand and that you feel comfortable with, and then build on it. Build on the small little building block that you created and add to it each day or each week, however it feels comfortable for you. But always try to progress at it. Don't just try to do, I'm just going to do 5 minutes a day every day for a year. No. Start at that and work your way up, because you do have to do more and more and more, till you hit the goal you're supposed to be hitting, whatever that might be. But for me, if I'm the least bit sore or tired, like exhausted or whatever, I'm not motivated to keep going at all. Like, I want to quit the very next day. But if I slowly build up to it, I really don't end up hurting, and it doesn't take long for me to build up to where I need to be, be it, a half hour on the treadmill or whatever. I start off doing 5 minutes and work my way up. By the time I'm doing a half hour, it's really not that bad. My legs have already been conditioned slowly. I don't get the bad muscle cramps. I don't get the shin splints and all that jazz, because I worked up to it rather than try to pound it out doing, full running the first day and then wonder why I hurt so bad I can hardly crawl out of bed in the morning. It seems silly to me, and I mean, if you're on a fast track to weight loss, like, you have to lose it and fast because you're like really like morbidly obese, then, maybe do it that way. But, if you have the time to take to do things little by little, I really feel like that's the best way. I have gotten so much more activity out of myself doing it that way rather than trying to hit the ground running and try to do an hour the very first day, because I'm totally demotivated when I'm done because of how sore I am, or because of how little I can do, or how winded I am. I'm not impressed with my progress at all. So we have to do these little games with ourselves to make the progress we need to make. And that's what I have to do. And if this helps you, great. If this isn't something you can personally see yourself doing, that's fine too. You have to do what you have to do to get motivated. And you know how your mind works. You know the tips and tricks that you're going to need to do to keep yourself going. And that's the one I have to do. And if it works for you, awesome. So anyhow, long story short, do whatever you have to do to stay motivated. Hopefully you've made some progress this week or just even today, but count every little bit of progress that you make as something positive, and just keep going. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will talk to you again hopefully tomorrow. See ya.